and now, because you're up on your toes, so the rule is whenever you're up on your toes,
Oh, it's
and
toe
then,
heel.
yeah, so toe, heel. And so just as this foot is passing is when you're ideally lowering that heel. Then I'm gonna go heel, toe, toe, heel. And again, that heel drops down just when this foot is right next to it and passing, and then I'll be ready for the next heel set.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at that and put some, okay, in the habit, just should probably line instead of, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And then starting with your right foot is heel, toe.
Okay.
So that right foot is just gonna stop here, but it's gonna continue. It's gonna brush in, but it's not gonna completely stop.
Okay, what I'm doing is, as I'm coming down and I'm actually transferring my weight to my right, which puts me in with the wrong foot. Yeah, so,
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I see what I was.
And you know, we did some things, yeah, yeah. Toe, toe, heel. And then that next step would be a heel with your. So we did some things I did with Allie and Melinda on the last lesson, where I just had them get used to really build up that footwork of doing that heel, toe, toe, heel. Just getting used to, first of all, balancing. If I turn so you can see how I'm just balanced on the balls of the feet. And at first you might even hold on to a counter or a table or something, and just getting used to balancing on the flat part of the foot and pulling everything up here, almost like you're hanging from the ceiling, like there's a hook on the top of your head, and just feeling how that feels to, and then we just kind of walked around a little bit like that. Because you're not really used to being up on the balls of your feet normally, right?
Yeah.
And how does that feel to to control it where your heels don't drop down? And then eventually we were also talking about actually learning to not only be up here but actually push my weight from that toe so that I can really move myself. Yeah. And just passing the feet and taking nice big kind of sweeping steps from the toes, because you don't walk down the street that way, so you haven't really developed that normally until you start dancing.
Okay.
And also doing this just from side to side, so getting your balance point in between your feet. So that you can do, like I said, they're like practicing up and down their hallway, but here you're just waiting in line, you're waiting for anything. I find myself doing this, because it just, and it balances, you get everything pulled up and feel how it feels. So I can stay up here for quite a long time, and it feels pretty comfortable just because I've been doing it for a lot of years. But again, like I said, unless you're dancing, you wouldn't really have a need to develop that. But just kind of doing that as you're,
Sure, yeah.
and just doing that.
I do toe physics anyway, so
Yeah.
I just.
And just thinking that, and just connecting that
To
you already do to your dancing. And the other thing would be, and this is what we were doing going down the hallway, is just traveling, going heel, toe, toe, heel. So if I went heel, toe, toe, heel, 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 heel. Toe, heel. Yeah. And when I'm going from the second step, which is, so it's heel, toe, on that second step, the toe, I'm actually going to use the toes to push my body. See, I'm kind of pushing from there. So if I go heel, toe, push, toe, heel, toe, push, toe, heel. That's how I can start to get that kind of actually see the leg, or else it kind of goes like that. You see how I'm not really getting too far? I'm doing the right footwork, but I'm not really using the feet to propel my movement or swinging the legs.
So tying that back into the English turn. So heel.
Yeah, so that's gonna, and anytime you're up on the toes, the next step has to be toe heel, or it has to be at least a toe, and then eventually a toe heel. Yeah.
So that's down and then toe heel and then heel.
So if I
So
keep,
I'm in the middle of what we just did.
right, so if you just came out of your heel turn and you're on the toe part of it, and now you're gonna come out in promenade for a toe heel, and then so in this you're gonna step with your heel, and notice as I put my foot out here that I'm actually gonna power from the standing foot, which is your left and my right, and really push. Yeah. So push yourself, push, and now you're gonna stay on the outside of me for all 3 steps there. Yeah. So that was a nice push into that. So you're gonna go ahead and put, so we're gonna land here, toe heel, and now this is a nice big heel step to provide momentum. And now, so you're gonna stay on that side and then step outside on the next step. So there. And now, as you stay there, your feet are in one alignment. Your hips are going to be turned here, and your upper body a little bit more this way.
Okay.
So there's 3 different alignments with your position. Now just collect that foot underneath you to balance. And you see, so I would be here.
Okay, and
then from here, you have to step towards me on the next step, so that your foot goes right in towards me.
okay.
There, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the tricky thing, is moving in and out of those dance positions of outside partner, close position, outside partner, promenade position. It's getting all those positions back together.
I'm positioned her like in a nice turn, so I bring my foot in between her feet, but she doesn't have to do anything to worry about it.
Right, so here is, we just came out of that promenade to here. So again, I'm going to stay all 3 steps. I'm going to put, do you see how the foot's out there first to prepare for, now I'm going to push from the standing foot so we get a drive. Yeah, you feel that drive action coming from the foot that I'm standing on. So go ahead and come out here, put your toe up, so that toe off the floor here. Yeah, you can come down on that one, but just, yeah. Okay, and then you're just going to turn, and I stayed on the outside of your feet the whole time. And now my next step moves back and on. So that's pretty easy to follow, right? Yeah. It is. Because, and it's not that I'm doing that much to you, it's because I know where to put my position. So if I get it all to her, I'd be just going. You see how I just kind of pulled you around there? Yeah, so I'm just going to position myself. I'll just take it from that same spot here. So I don't really do a lot to you, so you don't have to, because anytime I make you do something, it actually puts you in a defensive, trying to balance yourself, right? Because it pulls you a little quicker through your feet, and you're having to kind of dig in to keep your balance. That's going to be natural. So the less I have to do to you, the more you can do yourself, the more balanced you're going to be. Right. And you can feel that when you get a little extra help. They're kind of like, whoa. Yeah. Or it's too tight. I'm holding on to you too tight and you can't really move. Here, I'm making sure that my hands are balanced so that you can stay over your own feet. Here, that's a little extra help you don't really need, right? Because it's pulling you into my space. And then you're in my way. Same time, and you're out of balance, and you're in my way, and yeah.
So why don't we just work on that? So this we have and try to tie it in. Just run.
Because that's probably one of the most common things you're going to be using over and over to those. And now on this, she's going to be on the outside of your foot, right? Because you just did an open right turn, so that's it.
This is what, yeah. So I did an open right turn, and then I'm going to probably
Yeah, so can I go over for just a second? So,
So I show the outside corner?
right, so let's say I do the twinkle
Right.
to here,
Mm-hmm.
and the open right turn, I'm gonna go from this side to the other side. So the first step, I'm still on this side.
Right.
The second step, I'm starting to cross, so her foot, if you notice, goes
Right.
between. And then the third step, this is preparing for outside, so that the next step that she takes is on the outside, and this is where you'll do that heel turn. And then come out in front of them. And then those last 3 steps to there, and then I step towards you. And do what you want.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Yeah. So you want to do it from the twinkle?
Sure.
Okay. So here's twinkle. And now, so this first step is we're still on our own sides.
Okay.
Now you're going to start coming across, and I'm going to step between your feet.
Right.
And then the next step, and you want to be careful you don't rotate too much. And if you go ahead and step on that, yeah. So here's a point where your foot is. Because I'm on the outside, your hips are going to be turned slightly towards me, and then the upper body just a little bit more than that, and nose and toes in the same direction.
Okay.
So kind of turn your nose a little bit that way.
Okay.
That's it. So right here. Now you're going to do, so I'm ready to step on the outside of your leg, which is actually easier than going in the line.
Right.
And now you're going to do that heel turn that we did so nicely. Here. We come out in front of us. And now we do that nice 6 step. We stay on the outside for all 3 steps. And now just turn your hips slightly towards me. Nose and toes that way.
Okay.
That's it. And then from here, move this foot so it almost steps in front of your own foot now.
Okay, more towards you.
Yeah, that's it. See how that puts us back in line. So you're stepping in what we call CDMP, where it's in your own track.
Right.
And that moves you in towards the lady.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go. I must have a message.
It's 20%.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have my music in the cloud, so if I take it off.
I just don't pay the money about the new balconies and things.
Yeah, not so good, right?
I don't know what's doing. We're gonna.
Yeah, gonna do twinkle, twinkle, open, turn to now the outside. Yeah, nice. And now keep her on the outside, but she's gonna turn back into
Yeah, that's right.
slow, quick, and step in front of your own foot. That moves you closer to her, and then you can go into the open left turn. Now, you just over-rotated that open left turn, so you started out here. So if you did the maximum amount of turn, your back would only go to here, and you came all the way around to there.
8187.
Yeah.
Quarter turn.
So it's 3/8 of a turn is the maximum amount on each half. So on the open left turn, if I do 3/8 of a turn, it takes me to back in my nails, and 3/8 of a turn takes me to
Diagonal wall.
diagonal wall. So it's just under a half turn, but I can't really do a half turn. So if I started out here and went this way, that would be more rotation, and it would put you out of. So I can only go to.
So 3/8 max, we're shooting for 1/2 or we're shooting for 3/8?
Yeah, you don't want it 3/8 is so
That's right.
4/8 would
We're
be
shooting
half.
for quarter turn.
Yeah.
Quarter turn.
Yeah. Now you can do a quarter, you can underturn it.
Yeah.
You know, so I could do,
Quarter.
yeah. And usually a closed box instead of an open box, what you're doing, would you could do a quarter turn,
Right.
quarter turn, and you close your feet. But when you open the feet, it tends to want to open up and
Right.
get that 3/8 of a turn.
Okay.
Outside, yep. And now step in front of your own foot. Whoop, now do you see how you just over-rotated that again? So you only want to go to here. So you did a half turn right there. And then it starts to twist your feet up a little bit too much, and then it's harder to get the next
Yeah, now I'm to the diagonal wall.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you do that pickup, and let's just say that you're just gonna do the open left turn pickup part where you step in kind of in front and on the outside, you step in front of your own foot with your left foot.
Okay.
And here's the first half to here. Oh, I see. You're swinging that foot behind.
Right.
Do you see how your left foot is coming behind? So if I'm here, the left foot, do you see where it is here? You're just swinging behind, which is creating that extra rotation. So I'm just gonna.
So it's here, here, here.
Yep, and do you see how my heel, yeah, my heel is facing this way, so it's backing our line of dance that we were moving down. And yours wanted to come all the way to that line.
So
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to.
So each step, your first step, you're going here.
Uh-huh.
Your second step, you're here. And sorry, I just did that one. Your first step is here. Your second step is here. Do you see how I'm backing back on the wall? And then backing on the dance.
Okay, because I was coming across and trying to set it here.
Right.
So come across and set it here. And here, right?
Actually, so you're going to put your back into that corner. So when I step forward into this corner, then when I step to the side, my back will be right towards Elliot.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you can see, and then I'm going to go back in my hands.
On the back, okay,
Yeah.
I see. I was thinking that you had to go like this, okay, so I step across, diagonal wall, back on my hand.
Yeah. Now when you land this foot, it was already here. So it only needs to go this far.
Hmm.
Do you see how where my right heel is? Your right heel.
Oh, okay, so.
Yeah. And then your next step will be backing. Yes.
Okay.
And now your next step from there will go back to here, and it's backing line of dance, but kind of rotate. You see how that right toe rotates ever a little bit?
Right, correct.
And then this toe is going to point right towards Elliot in the corner there.
Okay, diagonal
And
wall.
then now I'm going to face diagonal wall. So there's an alignment called pointing, and there's a facing. So this is backing, so I'm backing my advance. I'm pointing, so pointing means that you can see that my spine hasn't turned as much as my foot.
Right.
So this is pointing. And you
Pointing
see,
is one going to go next.
yeah, but it's only the foot that's there. Do you see where my body's here?
Correct. All right.
And then the next step is going to be facing where everything is going that way. So if I do that without stopping these last few steps,
Okay. I'm over rotating the slope.
so step back with your right foot.
So,
Oops, just
back.
that one. There you go. Yeah, and so when you're backing up, and let me just borrow you here, when you back up with your right foot, right here, and I'm on the outside, here, and then here, your nose and toes go that way, but your spine is still here, and now you're going to continue to turn your spine and your next step to there.
Okay. And since even though I'm facing this way, since I'm pointing at this, you know where I'm going next. Or you
Right.
think
Because when you point, what that does is it kind of opens that left hip out of the way, so she can get through, because there's always going to be an inside and an outside of the rotation, and whoever's going backwards, and that's you right there at that point, is on the inside of the turn, so they have to do less, because the lady has more to travel, right? So you're doing less by just opening the door, opening the way for her to move through there, to do her more part, because she has more to do to get across.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it'll look like this, and you step back.
Okay.
And they'll do that again. You can back up. One, just a little quick.
You go one more time.
So I'm gonna have to get all the way over there. And when you do this first step back here, as you step back here, let this roll through the feet. Yeah, then that's easy for us to create that same rhythm, because I can feel your roll through the beat, and I can match that with my beat.
Okay.
And that really helped us to get that nice movement there. So you're gonna move, roll, three, yeah.
Okay.
And then your next step would be again, so you just took your last step here, it would be stepping across in front of your own foot, that moves you back in towards her, or whatever your next pattern you're gonna do.
Sorry, we're killing him.
I know, we're just like, where did you go? Go closer.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the difference there too?
So you got the momentum carrying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we came through here, and we're just gonna come out of that, I'm gonna go ahead and swing myself through so you feel what that feels like. So you're gonna step through with your left foot, and I'm gonna swing up. Now, remember, you're gonna stay on the outside of my feet though? Yeah. So you got all three steps on the outside. So I'm turning, but you're not turning with me because you're already in position.
So I'm leading with my right foot.
You feel that
Yeah.
swing action if I lead you into that swing. And again, it comes from kind of under here. You feel how I'm kind of swinging the knees and the hips. And so that's going to be swinging and rotating. So you're going to step through with your left foot and swinging to there. See how that tells you to turn?
Yeah.
Now, if I do it without swing, and it's a learning how to swing first. But if I do it without, the only choice I really have is this. So I can do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same feeling, right?
Yeah. And it does again where I start all of a sudden getting this.
Right, it gets overturned. And then you get out of position and you get under his arm. But when I do that swing part, I do a lot less rotation actually. So you don't really feel the turn as much, it's just kind of glides you into that.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, to do that, you have to know how the feet are working, the heels and the toes, and, so there's some other things that kind of precede being able to get that, but getting used to moving, that exercise that we did, this, getting used to that swinging underneath is a really good thing to keep practicing. Because at first it'll be like that.
Yeah.
You see, you don't really see anything swinging, you just see
Yeah.
maybe some up and down, but then if you start to swing it, right, you can actually see this part moving. Usually it's kind of moving from here first in the beginning. Yeah. So it's like the frame wants in the head, and this in the look. You're like, wait, what are they doing? You know?
You still have to learn the basics drawing later on.
Yes. Yes. And I know I've taught a lot of people that have danced for a long time, and they've gotten so used to doing it that way that it's much harder than even starting people from the beginning that haven't done it. Because they don't have any bad habits to break, everything's new. So yeah, getting that before it gets too ingrained.
Yeah, it takes a long time to muscle memory.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to override that.
Yeah. But you can see how it all gets so much easier, right? Because that just kind of flowed, and you could tell what I was going to do without, you know, it kind of takes the worry away as a woman, right? We're like, wait, what is that? What is that? And you're just like, oh, you know, okay. But then you do have to know what that means, you know, like we were describing, and then, because if you didn't understand that, that swing would tell you to turn back, and you could stop yourself from turning with me, and then I would have to use my arms to kind of help you, yeah. But once you know what it is, you're like, oh yeah, you just kind of let it go through there. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you have a really good start to, you know, some understanding and continuity of movement and putting things together, and how things go together.
We're getting a lot of good input, and we had about 3 months with other things going on. We're just going straight back and learning other things.
Yeah, yeah. And you go to, is it Martians? Or
Yeah,
no?
Peter Marshall.
Peter Marshall.
Monday nights, yeah.
Yeah,